YouTube, what is going on? College Football 25 Dynasty Deep Dive has been released. It's a little bit late. I know I'm late on getting to this, but now it's time to get into it.
Hey everyone, Kirk Herbstreit here with EA Sports College Football 25, back for another deep dive. This time we're talking about everyone's favorite mode, Dynasty. Online Dynasty in College Football 25 can accommodate up to 32 teams.
Wow.
And you can play with friends for up to 30 seasons. Today we'll take a closer look at the new 12-team college football playoff, recruiting, the transfer portal, and a ton of customization options to make your program unique. College football has seen seismic changes over the past few years. And in EA Sports College Football 25, you can experience this new landscape while building your program the way you want. The 2024 season marks the debut of the new 12-team college football playoff, and you can play it first in the game months before the real thing. You could be the first coach to lead your school through the new 12-team playoff and hoist the college football playoff trophy.
That's kind of cool to think about.
Recruiting is the lifeblood of college football, and in a world of unlimited transfers, managing your dynasty roster has never been more important. Evaluate your needs and opportunities for talent upgrades at the start of each season. The best way to build a powerhouse is to recruit through the high school ranks. So let's fill up your recruiting board. Each year, over 3,500 high school recruits are generated from all over the country,
with
certain regions representing real-world hotspots for blue-chip talent, like South Florida and Metro Atlanta. Do research to find recruits that best fit your program and determine who you can realistically land. A recruit's interest in your school is decided by 14 different pitch grades, like proximity to home, playing time, and brand exposure. So you'll need to discover how your program's pitch grades align with your recruit's desires, in addition to scouting for talent. Some players have a deal-breaker requirement, and if your program cannot provide, the recruit will lock you out.
They'll lock you out?
Deal-breakers also drive a player's decision
that's pretty sick,
to enter
actually.
the transfer portal. Monitor at-risk players and get one last chance to convince your favorites to stay. Track your recruits as they narrow down their top schools. Pitch a prospect to gain more interest, and then set up school visits when the timing is right. It's crucial to remain in their top 10, then 8, then 5, to finally be part of their top 3. As a recruit trims down to the top 8, you can attempt to increase your appeal. If your school doesn't have exactly what the prospect is looking for, you can try to sway their opinion in your favor. Plan visits that elevate a recruit's experience, like pairing a quarterback visit with a wide receiver visit at the same time. It's crucial to keep an eye on the transfer portal when it opens in the offseason to round out your roster with talent you couldn't land from recruiting. Add portal prospects to your board just like you would with recruiting, but expect quick decisions as transfers have a shorter timeline to land a new home. Conference realignment is a hot topic in college football. And with custom conferences in EA Sports College Football 25, Dynasty is yours to control. See what a 20-team super conference might look like, or revert to the traditional conference alignment. Shape the conference size and membership and set custom conference rules, set up divisions, and more. Once you've settled your conference options, it's time to select your team. Begin with a highly ranked team and dominate at the top with repeat recruiting and playoff success. Or build from the ground up with a smaller program and prove you have what it takes to go from an unknown to postseason favorite. We can't talk about your dynasty without talking about your starting job. Start as an offensive or defensive coordinator and climb the ranks to head coach. Or take over a program as the head coach right away. Choose from one of the 3 base coaching types to start.
Interesting.
Your coach type will determine what coaching skill tree you start with.
Oh.
From there, the abilities you acquire as you progress will determine what kind of coach you develop into.
Yo,
unlock
this is
additional skill trees with better abilities.
Tactician unlocked.
Or
okay,
if you
so it's
build
just
up multiple
interesting.
skill trees, you can unlock hybrid trees that leverage a more diverse skill set. The coaching carousel is an important part of every coach's journey.
Brother.
Whether you're the head man at your dream school
or working
your way up, the carousel is your way of yielding offers from other programs. Head coaches in Dynasty can actively manage their coordinator positions. So if one of your staff takes a job elsewhere, or you decide to cut ties for other reasons, you can use the carousel
to NFL.
Them. Remember, even the greatest coaches need support, and every coach has a unique skill tree. It's important to think about how you want to build your staff. Whether that's doubling down on your existing strengths to max out your benefits or seeking out balance for a well-rounded staff. Choose wisely. The decisions you make here will matter to your program's success and your coach's progression.
Yeah, that's actually really
cool.
cool.
Talents are stackable.
Because that wasn't like that before.
And defensive coordinator have the same ability. The impact for that ability will be greater. Well, that's it for today's deep dive into Dynasty mode in EA Sports College Football 25.
Yes!
Make it game day every day this season.
All right, the fact that the very end of this is the Huskers. Oh, and it's Raiola. Oh, it's Raiola as well. Oh, baby, let's go. This was awesome. So yeah, so like I said at the very beginning, Dynasty is like there is no other modes. It's Dynasty, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with everybody. Used to play it in college when I was playing football in college. Used to play this in college. Used to play it after college. Used to do 20-year seasons minimum. I always did the same thing, and I said at one point something. I said something in this at one point. But I always used to do the same thing. Start as an offensive coordinator at a big to decently big school for one season. Then after that season, go and take a head coaching job somewhere. That's what we're gonna do as soon as we get the game as well. We're gonna start at Nebraska. I've already decided. I'm going to the Sea of Red. Right? We're going to the Sea of Red. We're gonna be the OC for one season, and then after that one season, we out. We're gonna go be an OC somewhere, a head coach somewhere. So, but there's so much that I wanted to get through in this. Just every screen just had so much on it. Okay. Order of operations for everyone out there. Dynasty, straight off rip. Then when you get bored of playing Dynasty, you go to Road to the College Football Playoffs, which I'm assuming is just old school Road to Glory. They just changed the name of it. Lead your team to the College Football Playoffs. Yes, I'm assuming this is just Road to Glory. So, you start in Dynasty. You then go to this. You then throw up here, and then you go to Play Now. That's it. Alright, so I wanted to get to some of these screens that were shown here. Because some of these were just insane. Okay, so the Husky... Wow, UConn. UConn is an option for one that I want to go to, honestly, actually. I've been to a couple UConn games, or been to a UConn game, and, yeah. It was fun going there, but, man, they are... Alright, Tulsa's a 77 across the board. Run a 4.25 and a spread offense. So this is kind of cool. So it's offline roster, setup, school, role, coach, contract. It's kind of cool how that's the order of operations. So you set everything up, and then you get to the contract. Also, it is interesting. They keep saying you can do 30 seasons. Does that mean that once you get to the year 30, it just is over? Or can you go past year 30? We'll look at all this as it goes through. There was one team that showed up. It was the Miners. I remember that now. It's UTEP. I already went past it right here. Whoo! Dude, look at these. Oh, those are fresh. These are fresh. All right, so college football playoffs.
The 2024 season marks the debut of the new 12-team college football playoffs.
It's dope. This is 12-team college football playoffs. As you can see here, we got Rice down here at 10-4. Unranked Rice, I should say, by the way, as well. But like A&M, Michigan, Oregon, NC State, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Texas, Utah, Miami, Georgia. So yeah, so 12-team playoff is dope. It would be interesting to see how this works. And that's one of the things they were saying is like you can play it first. It's kind of cool to think that as people, we will be the first. We technically will be the first people to go to the college football playoffs in the 12-man thing, because I can already tell there's gonna be YouTube creators out there, or just creators in general, and that's their thumbnail, that's their title, was I won the first 12-man, right, like that sort of thing. That was a bad throw. Bad throw.
Recruiting is the lifeblood of college football.
This is what made college football so drastically different than Madden, in my opinion, was recruiting. There was the recruiting aspect of it. So much to do here, and it already shows it. Whoo! Is that Coastal? I think that's Coastal.
Recruiting is the lifeblood.
I wanted to see this. This was one of the ones I wanted to look at. Okay, so this is North Texas. And of course they don't show me, but I think that's Coastal. That's Coastal. Alright, so this is North Texas. I mean, not North Texas. This is Texas State. I have North Texas on the mind all the time right now because that's the team I want to go ahead and coach for. So Texas State and Coastal. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like the homeboy here putting his hand out. Look like hey over there. Okay. Wow, there's a lot to go over on this screen. So we have the recruiting board. The recruiting board, I think, used to be like 30 players? 35. So up here, this dude has 21 to 35 targets. Okay, so here's all the targets. There's the star ratings, position, where they're at, all of this, the top teams. Scholarship offered, schedule visit. I remember back in the day, if you got big enough, you could just offer someone a scholarship, and they'd be like, yes, and just take it straight off rip. That was kind of dope. So we have... target. So this hours is 600 here. I noticed it was 1,000 a little bit later on. So I'm wondering if that changes, right, as the year goes on, or if it's based off your coaching. 35 scholarships, 35 targets. This is kind of cool. Is this grade thing? Because I don't remember this being a massive thing or a thing in 14. So that's really kind of cool.
Has never been more important.
There's so much you can do. Remember, there's so many of these screens as well that's really kind of cool that I'm looking at. And it's like... It's like, I remember this, bro. Like, I remember seeing this. Like, some of these screens from the old one. Offer your recruit a scholarship to attend your school. You only have 35 for the season, so use them wisely. There you go. This is the prospect list. So it's interesting because it looks like they're doing it based off of, it says any here, any, and then recommended. So it seems like there's a recommended feature, which I'm assuming, I'm going to word it like this as well. This is the dumb version of it. I'm going to word it like that. Because you're literally, this is what this is telling me, is that you're looking for any players who want to come to LSU. Like, so I'm assuming there's, as per where we've seen the games trending, there's the dumbed down version for people. Here's your dumbed down version of recruiting. But still, initial, first, stage committed, state where they're from, the pipeline, how many people you get from that place, class, if they're high school or transfer portal, because there's transfer portal right there. Have you offered them? They also have 3 other offers. The rating, positional rank, position, are they a need player? Are they a non-need player? So there's a lot there, but it seems like a very dumbed down version of it. Like, you could have done this, I feel like, a little bit better than any and recommended to show off anyway. Especially like now you're seeing UCF, right? No offers, 7th, 8th, 1st, 5th, 2nd. Now you're seeing a lot of change in where people are landing versus like what we just saw with LSU. But yet again, like I said, any and recommended are the thing. Instead of you being like, I want just this players, I just want to look at just this position from this state. which they better have as a feature, because right now I haven't seen it. It's only been 2 screens, but like I'm from Vermont. I was born a Husker, but I live in Vermont. I want to make a pipeline in Vermont. That's what I always do. I always used to do it too. Make a pipeline in Vermont every year. I at least got 2 players from Vermont. Boom, boom, every year, no matter what. I made that shit happen. If that's not an aspect that I can do, which so far it doesn't seem like I can, but ooh, scouting. Okay, so you can scout to learn power moves, strength. I don't. So this just straight up has a number, but all this has a range, and I don't know. I'm assuming the higher over this way is the better number, and then the middle's like bad, or like all the way over here is bad. I don't know. This is gonna be a thing. Oh wait, hold up a sec. So this is actually showing the same person. This is showing Sammy Blau, or sorry, Sammy Blount. Okay, so strength right there is really high up there. So speed, and strength is really high, but speed is not. 79, 77, 79, 77, 71. Yeah, I don't get it. But it is what it is. Yeah, 14 different things. Okay. Interesting. Proximity to home is an A, but for this guy, it's. Actually, hold up a second. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. So the proximity to home to this guy is an A rating thing. He's from Brunswick, Georgia, and they're from UCF, so it's an X. Scouting for talent. Okay. Some players have a deal breaker requirement. This is kind of cool. A deal breaker. Okay, see, here we go. All right. I feel better now. I take back the shit I was just talking. Quarterback, any state. Beautiful. Dope. So I'll be able to just get my Vermont boys. Deal breaker, playing time. Have C+, need B-. And if your program cannot provide, the recruit will lock you out. That's gonna be rough. Doing some of these rebuilds that everyone wants to do, or dynasty builds that people want to do. This is gonna be rough because there's gonna be a lot of people, and I'm gonna say right now, there's gonna be a lot of people that get frustrated with it and don't do it, or like don't do as much with it. Right? They'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do all of them," and then they like leave to go to somewhere better because they can't get recruits. You just won't be able to for the first couple years. Like, you might get a recruit, but I mean, if all the 5 stars are locking you out and you can't play without 5 stars, which a lot of people can't play without the best players, yeah. Deal breakers also drive a player's decision. I'm just saying, like, damn. Monitor at-risk players and get. This is new, so all of this stuff was never a thing. Like, I don't think there was a quote-unquote risk to transfer thing before. I could be wrong with that. I just know that sometimes you just have players leave. Like, one of the big ones in the old game was Cam Newton. How about that for a throwback for everybody? Cam Newton used to be one of the big transfer guys back in the day. One last chance to convince your favorites to stay. Track your recruits. Okay, so you can narrow down their. I think that's the same. Is like you can try to persuade people to stay. Send the house. This is all hours, so you can spend hours, and like I said, at one point, yeah, see, this one here is Michigan. They have 1,000 hours to use. So I'm assuming the better coach you are, the more hours you get. The more hours you get, I think it's hours weekly. We'll find out, but I think it's hours weekly. Visits when the timing is right. It's crucial to remain in their top 10. Because this is 800 for USC. So I think it's based on coach. As a recruit, 900 for Penn State. You can attempt to increase your appeal. If your school doesn't have exactly. Hold up a second. This is the thing I was saying. Is like there's just so much on the screen at every time that just tells so much. Marshall, Thundering Herd, 76, 74, 79. Sunbelt Conference. So they're a C-rated school. And then you look to the left here, and it shows you like right above my head, shows you all the different things that they have, like, and all the things that are, the positives and negatives. But this is such a cool screen, simply just for the fact that this tells you so much without saying anything, which is awesome. Players are at risk for transferring, so you can just go to this screen. Boom, who's potentially going to transfer? These three. Shit. All right. Boom. Let's look here. Okay, I have a B, B minus, C, C, C. I have a D for school. Okay, let's work on that, right? Or like the C weight room. You can't see the weight room because it's right here, but C weight room, right? So this is cool because it allows you to see very easily, very quickly, tells you a lot of information without you having to read too much, which is always great with a lot of these games. I want to know info straight off rip. I want to know it. I just want to be able to look, see, boom, boom, boom. There it is.
Exactly what the prospect is looking for, you can try to sway their opinion in your favor. Plan visits that elevate a recruit's experience.
Plan visits always was kind of cool.
A quarterback visit with a wide receiver visit at the same time.
That's kind of cool because I remember I don't remember if that was the thing you could, like, if that was a massive thing back in the day, like, hey, let's get the wide receiver and the quarterback together because then it will boost both of them up, sort of thing. I used to just do that because I thought it was cool, right? It's like, hey, I'm gonna get this left tackle and this left guard the same week, so they can hang out and be bros. Like,
it's crucial to keep an eye on the transfer portal when it
opens
in the off season.
It's interesting because they say it opens in the off season, so I'm intrigued to see what they mean by the off season. Do they mean like what it is in real life, where as soon as bowl season happens, then it's free game, or are we talking off season like after bowl season? Right? That's what I want to know. And also, this is Florida, and they have 1,500.
To round out your roster with talent that can land from recruiting. Add portal prospects to your board just like you would.
This really is.
But expect quick decisions as transfers have a shorter timeline to land a new home.
This really is. The transfer portal on this really does seem like free agency in Madden, where it's kind of like you build through the draft, but then you just get some backup players in free agency. That's the way that it sounded like. This will be interesting, the custom conferences thing, because like there's a lot that you'll be able to do with this, and I remember doing some stuff like this back in the day, moving certain teams and everything, just to monkey around with stuff and just to try new things. Like I did the Big 12 was all Texas teams. The SEC was all Florida teams, or like something like that. I've done like weird shit like that before, like in 14. So seeing it being back is dope, especially in today's day and age where there's just so much going on with conference alignments and everything. So like you could bring the Pac-12 back to the Pac-12. You can bring the WAC back, right? Like there's gonna be so much that we can do, and that's gonna be really kind of cool to see, especially like this.
Set up divisions and more. Once you've settled your conference options, it's time to select your team.
Yep.
Begin with a highly ranked team.
All right. Yep.
From the ground up with a smaller program.
There's so many things you can do. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So info, appearance, apparel. Offensive aggressiveness, defensive aggressiveness, adaptive AI, no huddle style, pipeline, alma mater, defense playbook, offense playbook, name, last name. Dope. It says create a coach. Everyone's gonna be doing create a coach. Everyone's gonna create a coach. Everyone's gonna do their own thing. Very excited to see what people do here.
Defensive coordinator and climb the ranks. Choose from one.
All right, so now this is another one. Like I said, I'm trying not to talk too much about all these different things, but it's just like I said, there's so much on the screen on everything that it's just. I'm trying to get as much in and letting you guys know as much so you can see as much as I am. Motivator, recruiter, tactician are the three different styles of coaching you can do, the backgrounds that you have. Motivators get your players ready to play their best by boosting their ratings and composure. Nobody has it better than us. Nobody. Recruiter, Jimmys and Joes, not X's and O's. You scout faster and recruit better than any other type of coach. That's very intriguing to me. Okay, and then tactician, boost your players' ratings on game day, scheme up big plays, and let the visor fly.
One of the three base.
Man, recruiter or tactician?
Coaching types.
That's what I'm going to go with.
Your coach type will determine what coaching skill tree you.
So this is kind of cool. Is what tree you start with. What you start with, not what you end with. What you start with. So that's kind of cool because you can earn your way through getting them.
From there, the abilities you.
But, like, look at this. Like what I was saying. Like, I hate to be pausing and talking so much, but look at how much is on the screen at every single stage of this. Quarterbacks get boosted toughness, stamina, and injury. Start games with composure boost. Get an off-season training boost. Start the fourth quarter hot in close games. And that's just master motivator. And that's passing QB, and that's different things you can use to upgrade them.
Acquire as you progress will determine what kind of.
And then, like it says here, like master motivator can get anyone to run through a brick wall. Let's grow bigger XP gain when a player levels up. So there's master motivator. There's the main three, but then also there's a couple side ones here that you can get to. Architect, master at getting most out of their players. Yearly XP for records held by a new player you coached.
Unlock additional skill trees with better abilities.
So it doesn't matter where you start. Oh, wait, let me rephrase that. Where you start is dope, but you can't unlock the other trees, is basically what they're getting at, which is really kind of cool. I'm wondering if you can unlock everything and you can just have all of the abilities.
Or, if you build up multiple skill trees, you can unlock hybrid trees that leverage...
Hybrid trees, like...
a more diverse skill set. The coaching carousel is an important part of every coach's journey. Whether you're the head man at your...
This screen brought back so many memories, because this used to be one of the cool ones that you would send, back in the day, send pictures to your buddies if you weren't close to each other and you were playing offline with each other, showing them from like 16 to 25 of like, this is what I just did for the last 10 years, like that sort of thing.
Your dream school,
yeah,
or working your way up. The carousel is your way of fielding offers from other programs.
So user offered, any coach, job offered, downgrade. Downgrade.
Coaches in Dynasty can actively
Funny.
manage their coordinator positions. So if one of your staff takes a job elsewhere, or you
so fired, and veer and shoot. So went to NFL, retired, fired. Those are the three different types that you can get.
Remember, even the greatest coach.
Okay, so this is here, hire staff. Okay, so you can, yes, this is where you can hire them and you can bring them in. Like, these guys are, like, right here, Jordan Penny. Interested schools, OC for Nebraska and Auburn, but the DC role for Virginia Tech. Aaron Watson, the OC and DC of Minnesota. So, very interesting.
And every coach has a unique skill
tree. Each coach has their own skill tree, so you can overlap skill trees, which I think it shows at one point, like 3 different trees overlapping.
Max out your benefits or seeking out balance for a well-rounded staff. Choose wisely. The decisions you make here will matter to your program's success and your coach's progression. The benefits of coach talents are stackable. So if your head coach and defensive coordinator have the same ability, the impact for that ability will be greater. Well, that's it for today's deep dive into Dynasty mode in EA Sports College Football 25.
Man, the fact that this is actually here is still just insane to me. It's been a long one, and I apologize for it, but hopefully you guys stuck it out. It was either do a long one breaking down all the different things we saw here, or me reacting to this and then going online and reading you, like, I'll show you guys real quick, or going online and me reading you guys all of this. I'm not joking. This is literally the blog they just posted. The only thing I will show is this real quick, is that if you have helmet stickers, if you get pride stickers for your school, they start off, and then as the season progresses, they progress too. That's the only thing I will show, because I did see that, and I wanted to bring that up, because that's awesome. But yeah, like, this is, like, there's so much that they just dumped into a website for Dynasty Deep Dive. So this is what I'll say right now, is I appreciate everybody who watched all the way to this point, listening to me ramble and breaking down everything and showing all the little things that I noticed. Thank you all for stopping by and watching that with me. Hopefully you guys agree with me with a lot of the stuff and are excited like I am about college football 25. I will be playing it. I pre-ordered it. I've got it ready. Boom. Excited. I have my plan. I know what I'm doing. We're taking Raiola there, and we're going to go do some things. And then I'm going to leave for a couple years. And by a couple years, I mean I'm leaving, but I'm going to get to play with Raiola, though. So, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Are you excited for Dynasty mode? Or are you not excited for Dynasty mode? If you're not excited for Dynasty mode, why? What's wrong with you? I kid, obviously. But let me know what you guys think. And if you guys want me to fully break down the website, leave a comment. Let me know. Give it a thumbs up. Do all the fun YouTuber stuff that people say, like, hey, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow for. If you want to see me break down the entire website, let me know. Right. But until then, depending on where you are, I'm more than happy to even nice, stay trouble, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye. I'm very excited. I can't wait to get into this. This is gonna be so much fun. Like I genuinely cannot wait to get into this. This is gonna be so much fun.